awesome. This is what retirement's all about. Retirees just want to have fun. It was a play on the Cyndi Lauper song that kept running through my head while I sat on a plane heading overseas. My wife and I were on a direct flight to Manila. I'm reflecting on the last few months of closing out our apartment, saying goodbye to friends and family, and setting out on our next grand adventure. Our whole life to this point was contained in what we carried in luggage on the flight, and what we still had in storage unit near our former apartment. As I look around the Philippines airline flight and noticed that we were in a minority. Sure, there were other Caucasian couples, but we make up a smaller percentage of those that fly to the Philippines. More couples were of the Filipinos were married to former military men category. Most are single males, often individuals that experienced the Philippines while in the military, as were many large bases there in the past. And of course, most passengers on the plane were Filipinos heading back home. For all of our pre planning discussions over the last few months, we were committed to moving overseas for a good portion of our retirement. It's one thing to plan on paper, but now we had closed down our apartment, got rid of our furniture, and tons of memorabilia that we had collected through the years. The shit was getting real. However, I have to admit, halfway across the Pacific, there was some apprehension. I was questioning myself. I had considered every pro and con. Was this the direction we really wanted to go? I stopped myself. It was just moving day jitters. I sat back in the seat, kicked myself in the ass, and looked forward to the adventure ahead. We are among a growing list of American couples that move overseas for at least part of their retirement. Many do it for the adventure. Some do it to live a more affluent lifestyle as the US dollar is stretched further in the Philippines. Whatever your hobby, medical, dining out, apartment, or other lifestyle choices make up your living style, your money definitely goes further in some countries. At retirement, everyone is faced with the all important question: now what? Most people have the now what figured out. We thought we had, but life took a few turns, but that's a story for another time. Retirement in the States had become a routine. We enjoyed our life, our apartment, family, friends, but something was missing. I always had a sense of adventure. Being retired, we finally had the time for something extraordinary. But what? For my wife and I, it was a desire for adventure and seeing new sights and experiences. A life out of the ordinary. Shortly after retiring, we took our first trip overseas to just slow down our life and decompress. Now that was an eye opener. As part of that trip, we rented a townhouse and condo for a few months. We enjoyed museums, aquarium, a zoo, unique restaurants, and familiar favorites from home. We made lifelong friends. We saw exotic animals in the wild that I never knew existed. We visited large cities, smaller province areas, and international destinations. We rented a condo for a couple of months just to get a small taste of what it would be like to put down roots in a foreign country. Coming back to the States, we realized that was what we're looking for. In short, retirees just want to have fun. Philosophers and psychologists has explored the age-old question of what is the meaning of life. To me, there's a quotation by Eleanor Roosevelt that resonates. It goes something like, "The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experience." That certainly sounds good on paper, anyway. For all its faults, I truly believe my home country is the best in the world. But people are always wondering what's over the next hill, around the next corner. Nobody vacations in their hometowns. Humans seek out what is different and unique. It's that thirst for adventure and the unknown and finding out what is over the next hill or ocean that drove all of our ancestors into shaping the world we live in and drives all of us to new adventures. In that spirit, we packed, downsized, and moved abroad. Our final destination was Davao. I thought about the cat in the cargo hold set up for live animal imports and hoped it would be okay. No changing our mind now. The die was cast. We were on a direct flight to Manila. I prefer Cebu, who doesn't? However, paperwork for importing the cat was from Manila as a place of import, and I didn't want anything to go wrong. Not everything goes as planned. The cat arrived okay, but stressed out. And our first few days in the Philippines consisted of two earthquakes and some time in a hospital, but that can happen anywhere. This YouTube channel is for those who dream of living abroad at retirement or are thinking about it. If you're considering such an adventure, this just might be the channel for you. I hope you join the online journey with us. Subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell to ensure you're notified of our next episodes. In the next episode, we'll be bringing our house cat out here with us and save thousands of dollars over contracting with a private company to do that. Paperwork was actually pretty easy. It was navigating the process that was a bit daunting, and we'll lead you through that. And if you have a dog, the process is similar.